everybody? How y'all doing? We are here with the fourth episode of the podcast, Fast Forward Future, and I want y'all to say hello to Mr. Taylor.
Hello, everyone.
So real quick life update. What's been going on with you, man?
Oh man, just prepping for school. Basically, ready to just kind of get that. I mean, it's almost a month away, so
That's a chore, but you got it, man. Congrats to you, man.
Thanks,
Congrats
man.
to you. And tell the people what you're going to school for again.
I am going to school for psychology.
Tight. We need that. We need more of that. So.
Yes.
Today's topic is going to be a fun one. As y'all know, I'm a huge fan of lists. I like to make lists. One of my favorite YouTube channels is Watch Mojo.
Oh yeah.
All they do is lists.
Yeah.
And
Watch Mojo.
top 10 worst things ever done in history. I love stuff like that. So today, and this is not going to be a numbered list. Excuse me. But we do want to spend some time talking about vocalists. Originally, we were going to talk about some of the greatest vocalists of all time. But if we were to make that list, I feel like those are names that people know.
Yeah.
So if we were to just run some of those down right now, right? Michael Jackson, Prince,
Aretha Franklin.
Ella Fitzgerald, people like that.
Yes.
Beyonce.
Yeah. Luther
Vandross, which you recently watched a documentary.
So it's been on my mind pretty heavy, thinking about him in particular. And I'm such a vocal nerd that whenever I was watching that documentary, I was really just kind of captivated by his approach to it. Like, they never talked about his training or anything like that, but it was just so natural within him. And I was like, man, this dude is otherworldly vocalist. Like, he had a career in background singing for the longest time.
Sometimes those be the best.
But he was the most coveted backup singer, and he was singing for God damn, I can't think of who it was, but he was singing, very popular singer in the 70s, R&B soul singer whose name escapes me right now. But he was singing for her, and she would sing these songs, and he would sing backup, and it's clearly he had something to his voice that most backup singers just didn't have. Because backup singers definitely can sing,
right,
but he had something real special.
He had moxie. So some of those names, but we decided to go a little deeper. We wanted to also talk about oddball vocalists who are considered to be, I guess, weird. People who might not be conventionally great singers, but are good for what they do and for what they play.
It was Roberta Flack, by the way.
Roberta Flack.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's a huge Roberta Flack fan. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and just name also, I'm sorry. So we also talked about people who were weird, oddball vocalists. One of the more fun parts of this list to make was when we talked about people who have fooled us into thinking they're good singers.
Yes.
And it's hard to describe why we feel this way about some of these people. But as we start to name some of them, when we get into these lists, you'll see what we mean. And then, of course, we made a list of just bad vocalists. And I don't want anybody to take my opinion as fact or as law, or Derek's opinion as fact. This is just how we feel about some of these things. Although these lists do come from a good bit of research that we've done.
Yes.
All right. So that means we've looked on Reddit, we've found Rolling Stones lists and stuff like that. So that's kind of our criteria for picking some of these people. So we want to go ahead and get started with the list that we compiled of vocalists that we just that are considered to be great in general. So I'll go ahead and do that. Mm-hmm. Great vocalists are Aretha Franklin, Michael Jackson, Luther Vandross, Billie Eilish, Beyonce, Patti LaBelle, Chris Cornell, Mike Patton, Tom York, Brandon Boyd, Maynard Keenan, Maynard Keenan, Maynard Keenan, Robert Plant, and Phil Collins, and Kenny Loggins.
Which I feel like Kenny Loggins is so slept on, but he's a fantastic singer.
So let's go ahead and talk about some of these people real quick. Great vocalists, people who are just considered to be some of the best of all time. Aretha Franklin was my choice just because, even though like it's well known that she's one of the greatest of all time, she was one of the greatest. I still don't think that she gets talked about quite enough.
I totally agree.
And also back earlier in her career, man, that was a good looking woman, bro.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
I'm not gonna say she was a bad looking woman when she got older, but like, man,
Very beautiful.
very beautiful, and also just like, it's hard to describe. But one song that I would suggest that would give you a really good example of what she can really do. She's a powerhouse. Rocksteady.
Oh.
Also has one of my favorite drum breaks of all time. Which, one thing that I noticed about her is that like musically her stuff was like a lot like James Brown. And like she wasn't afraid to let the drummer give the drummer some.
Yeah, yeah.
Or let the bass go, let the bass groove. And
Very musical singer.
And so Rocksteady, man, hey! Excuse me, sorry. But Rocksteady, man, like when that groove comes in and that bass, doom, 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 doom. It's one of those songs that. And then she says, "It's a fucking low down feeling." And then when she goes to that rock steady, rock, and how she plays with the drums, like how she sits right on that, pow, got that, steady, got that.
You know who else reminds me of that?
Who's that?
Shaka Khan.
Absolutely.
I knew more people would come up on this list as we would start to talk. But Shaka Khan is another one that was very musical in that same way, very much James Brown, very much in the percussive way of doing things, very much in the groove.
Women in funk just don't get talked about enough.
I don't think so either.
I just don't think so.
And people wouldn't even consider Aretha Franklin a funk singer. It was soul singer, people would really say.
But some of her stuff was definitely just like
real funky.
Hard edge funk.
And I mean, like, to talk more about like women in funk, I mean, like, you had we're to kind of touch a little bit on weird vocalists, like George Clinton.
Yes.
You had something like George Clinton where the backup singers were the singers.
That was the singer.
That was the singer. Like, he was the front man, and that was the singer. And it's always, never, not once, not
Flashlight is a prime example. One of the hottest songs.
It's just, that's a part.
Everybody's singing.
Yeah.
But also, if you think about it, funk and psychedelic stuff is minimalist in a certain sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just
totally.
because like a lot of funk songs, bro, like it's one chord the whole song, maybe two. And they just grooving on that.
Think. I mean, this is disco, but think of Chic.
Yes. And then sometimes lyrics are minimal at best. Like Flashlight.
In the dog in the
Rick James has a song called "Bustin' Out on Funk." Mm-hmm. Busting out on the funk.
That is a fantastic Rick James impression. Like, it would surprise me.
Really?
Yeah, that's a fantastic Rick James impression.
So I have a student. She's a little bit older, and we sometimes we spend more time talking about music and history than we do actually playing. But she likes to play Rick James, and anytime we play boom 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 boom. Give it to me, baby.
Give it to me, dude. Like, you are nailing this impression.
So I always do my impression for her because she thinks it's the most funny thing ever. And at the end of the song, what's he saying at the end of that song?
Give it to me. Give me that funk, that beat, that funk is done. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it that stuff. That sweet funk is
But there's something he's singing at the beginning, at the end, and it's just like, the funniest thing ever. Can you think you put those lyrics up for me?
Yeah.
And like look at the ending of it. But Rick James honestly was a really good singer. He had a lot of power behind what he was doing, but also at the same time, it wasn't too hard to like hear how high he was in some of those recordings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm trying to remember it, but at the end of "Give It to Me, Baby," there's this one ad lib that he did, and it was just like tough.
Give it to me, what you say.
Yeah,
Give it
that
to
was
me
what it was.
right
That was
away.
what Give it to me, what you say. Give it to me, what you say.
Give it to me.
Give it to me.
Give it to me, what you say.
Yeah,
Give it to
like,
me right away.
killing that. And like I just know he was in the studio just give it to me, what you say. Give it to me. And just sweating his ass off, bro. But I like when you can feel that energy through a recording.
It makes me think of that Mad TV sketch of Ari Spears doing Eddie Murphy. And then they had the dude Phil Lamar. He was Rick James, and he was just like they're trying to come up with "Party All the Time," and he's like Rick, you out there, you partying too much. He's like, Rick needs to party, baby, party all the time.
Which also I gotta say this. I know it's seen as a joke song, but "Party All the Time" is actually like a banger.
Yeah,
like it's a really good song.
There's a 45 of "Party All the Time" that exists at my grandmother's house that my mom had whenever she was young. So like "Party All the Time" is a banger. Why you wanna hurt me? Like,
but also
Eddie Murphy, not a great singer. That's on this list as well.
I think he's better than he should be. I'm gonna say that. Have you listened to his reggae stuff?
Yes, I have.
And it's good.
The red light,
it's surprisingly good.
There where you are.
Somebody else who was also surprisingly really good at reggae. Maybe you can say it with me. Snoop Lion.
Oh, Snoop Lion.
Snoop Lion.
You know, I did listen. So I did watch his documentary, the Reincarnation documentary.
It was good. It was still weird.
It was weird. And the thing is, he didn't stick to none of that shit that he said he was going to.
At all.
He didn't stick to none of that.
But, one thing I've learned is that musicians oftentimes, they got to recreate themselves to stay relevant.
Oh, totally.
You know? Not long after that, he did a gospel album. Granted, he doesn't actually like do anything on it. He's like the MC, and it's just like a bunch of gospel people.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's just trying shit at this point. I mean,
he has finished the main quest and is now doing side missions.
Like,
so
we were talking about great vocalists again. I think part of that great vocalist list, we're kind of edging in that direction, is Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about like the R&B. I think his voice is kind of the archetypal R&B voice. Outside,
I feel like that's what a lot of young guys are going for now.
Yeah,
they don't realize it, but they are.
There's one that I'm surprised escaped me, but when I think of like the R&B voice, the stuff that you heard in the '90s and the stuff that you heard to 2000s to today, there's a voice that doesn't get talked about enough.
Tevin Campbell.
No, but
he's tough.
He's tough. But I'm talking about archetype. We're talking about Michael Jackson being like R&B, like that's who you go to. That's who kind of started trends. Charlie Wilson's another one.
Yeah, Uncle Charlie.
Wilson. He is. Listen to the Gap Band stuff like that.
Yeah,
like that.
Gap Band was
like,
tough. Gap Band was tough.
That's they did that forever after that.
You dropped a bomb on me.
Yeah, and his melody. The thing of what I like about Charlie Wilson is that he had a melody that nobody else had, which in the same vein as Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
like Michael Jackson was coming up with melodies, and that's one thing about Michael Jackson that doesn't get talked about a lot. His actual voice, beautiful. He has a great voice, but his melodies, him as a melody writer,
and his writing,
is so fucking good.
I always think about that interview that he did with Oprah, where he like started like singing over her while she was trying to talk to him. You know which one I'm talking about?
Wait, what you talking about?
It's like an interview he did with Oprah where he started like singing over her while she was trying to
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Stop. Excuse me, dogs. But yeah, man, not even a debate there that he should be on the list. But moving on, man. I put Billie Eilish. I'm gonna preface this by saying that I don't really listen to her music. I don't look like somebody who would be a part of her fan base, and that's for good reason, because I would not be. But it has to be said that she's brought something unique to the table. And like, yeah, she does do the whispery thing, but she's the real songbird, man.
She really is. I think I watched something today with her, and she was singing kind of like in a jazzy tone.
Yeah.
And it fits her voice so perfectly.
Moving more along the list, Patti LaBelle. It's not a whole lot to say. It's Patti LaBelle, bro. Like,
What do you and not trained, by the way.
Doesn't surprise me. Church
All the way.
Tom York. Okay, so this was one that we were torn. We kind of fell on opposite sides for this one. I'm gonna say that I think he's a weird kind of vocalist, but is great for Radiohead and is great for what they do.
Yeah,
and even for his solo stuff. What I want to know what you have to say about him.
Tom York, to me, why I put him in the great vocalist category is there are songs that are the obvious ones, songs like Creep that kind of show that he hit the weirder side of his vocal. But then there's songs like No Surprises, songs like Fake Plastic Trees, songs like Weird Fishes. Like, these are some of these songs that, like, the way he approaches it, there's a tremble in his voice. We talked about Everything in Its Right Place as well, and like he has so much control over his vocals.
Yeah,
you can't not put him in that great vocalist category, because whenever he's locked in, he's locked in. Whenever he's deciding to go a little bit crazy, he's like the ODB of.
He's got So one thing that I will say kind of gets me about him, because he's got this one. Pyramid song. And so that song, I don't even know the time signature of it. Even though I'm a drummer, I don't really know the time signature. But it's not 4, it's not straight, it's not even a common time signature. But the way he's able to sing over it. What did I see?
Like, and
he can cite the fact that he sings so well in odd time signatures.
That's which there's someone on our weird vocalist list that does that. But like on the like when you're talking about singing to the music, becoming very musical, we already talked about Aretha Franklin. We talked about Michael Jackson. We talked about Charlie Wilson. We talked about these people that Patti LaBelle that are singing to the music. Shaka Khan, are singing. Are being musicians, and Tom York is of that ilk. He has to be.
Yeah, and I think there's something to be said when the vocalist treats themselves as a part of the band and not so much as like a guy singing or a person singing being backed up by a band.
Right, they are a part of the band. Their voice is essential to what the band is doing. They're adding to the musical aspect of it.
Moving on, Mike Patton. We're probably gonna spend a little time on this one. So recently I watched a documentary on YouTube about Faith No More, and they're a very interesting band to me because their whole tenure just kind of felt like an experiment in a sense. Just because I feel like there was never a point where they developed a signature sound.
And that's also for reasons of them not having a consistent lineup.
Right. Well, and if I had to say what their signature sound was, it's Angel Dust.
Yes.
It's Angel Dust.
When you said Mike Patton, when you brought up Mike Patton being a great vocalist, there's one song I thought of, and it's Land of Sunshine off of Angel Dust.
Yes, it's a great song.
And when he goes to that opera thing at the end of it.
What I think of is their cover of Easy.
Oh, yes.
Because at the end,
so much versatility.
Easy, Like he does stuff to his voice that like shouldn't you. If anybody else did it, you would not like it.
Right.
Because we're gonna talk about him, Brandon Boyd. He does some of kind of the same stuff,
Because he's very influenced by Mike Patton.
but it doesn't hit the same.
It doesn't. Because you can't do that.
And the fact that they covered Easy and then didn't really change much about the song.
Yeah.
Because usually when a rock band covers like a soul R&B type song, they're gonna change it, and it's gonna sound very different. But they made an artistic decision to not do that, and then on top of that, to put this cover on an album that, arguably, some might say it shouldn't have been on.
No. I feel like if you're going to put a song like that on an album, this was the perfect album to do it.
Oh yeah,
This was. I mean, like I'm thinking of all the. Land of Sunshine, RV, Be Aggressive.
I like Be Aggressive.
Everything's Ruined. Some of these they did the instrumental cover for Midnight Cowboy, and that in itself, like this album is very varied in terms of sound, because we're talking specifically of Angel Dust. But you go to the next album after that, which is King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime, and it shows a more harder edge version of him.
People didn't like that though.
People didn't like that one. But that was one of my favorites, and it had such a harder edge to it, and it showed him screaming and showed him singing. They had a country song on there. They had
I was about to
jazz
say,
song.
I think what people didn't like about it was that album didn't showcase them having a signature sound. That album was super experimental. You said.
Like that song, they have a song on there called "Take This Bottle," which is a country song.
They did a lot of genres on one
Star
album.
AD, Star AD.
So I can understand how to like a musician who's a listener who's not a musician. I can understand how that might be scary.
It's a lot of things at once.
Yeah, because
they push the limit.
And people like patterns, people like uniformity, people like things to be wrapped up in a nice package. And so if you tell me that you are a rock band, I want to listen to an album that has rock music on it.
It definitely does.
And it does. But then the other stuff, to somebody who's not really into music like that, country. I don't like country. I don't listen to country.
Smooth jazz, but the song Evidence.
But then Smashing Pumpkins kind of did the same thing. Lily,
my Did you know what that song's about?
I've read a couple of different things. I speculate. I think it's about suicide. I think it's about a dude killing himself.
No,
really,
it's a song about some guy being like a stalker.
Well, I know that's what it's about.
And he's like, when they take me away and all this other stuff. Yeah.
But so that last little line where he says he's hanging from this tree, da 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 da.
Yeah.
And then they take him away. I envision him hanging himself outside of her window.
Damn.
And then they take him down.
Damn.
And she sees all of this. But that's also just the part of me that wants to like interpret things in the darkest way possible.
Well, also he said I swore I could see you smile and wave.
Yeah.
Like wave goodbye.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So if you were to take it at face value, it's definitely a song. It is a song about a stalker, because he does talk about being in the street and looking through her window and stuff. And it's a creepy song, but at the same time, listeners are attracted to what's the word I'm looking for? The heroic loser, kind of. And I'm not gonna say like that he's heroic, but we can relate to the loser in some way, always. And that's why I'm such a huge fan of Steely Dan, which we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, these a lot of what we're touching on is stuff that we will talk about later. I mean, like to bring it a little bit back to like Mike Patton. Mike Patton, and to speak on that, he had the versatility to be able to do all of this. He was like a voiceover artist singing.
Yeah. So I was explaining to somebody the other day about Mike Patton's vocals and how, because this person I was talking to doesn't really listen to like a whole lot of music, but I was explaining to them how like most bands who have screamed or growled vocals usually have a guy that does that and then a guy that does clean vocals. Mike Patton does both. And then his rapping.
See, I'll take a back seat on the rap.
I think that especially what he did in Epic. I thought it was great.
Can
Can you see it? Feel it. Hear it
today.
today.
If you can't, then it doesn't matter
Anyway.
anyway. I mean, it's
Yeah.
very of the time.
It's very of the
corny,
time, but at the same time, it wasn't a white dude trying to be black.
I can see that.
It was a white dude rapping from where he was at and giving us, through his raps, giving us like, I guess like a very clear image of who he was.
But I think I'm glad that you brought up Angel Dust being the definitive album.
For sure.
But because The Real Thing was just kind of it tapered off from what they were doing previously.
Right.
And that would if they had a signature sound at any point, We Care a Lot to The Real Thing was that signature sound. And then they said, fuck that, and went and did something completely different. But like he doesn't get to demonstrate his vocal talents like he could on other things. Because I mean, like, I'm thinking of the few songs that I know from The Real Thing. I mean, Epic being one of them. What's Falling to Pieces is another one. Somebody put me together. Like that. Like he wasn't really showcased like how he would be later on.
And a lot of people will say that The Real Thing is their signature sound.
Yeah, they would say that.
I would fight about that. I
don't think it.
I think Angel Dust perfectly showcased what the band was capable of.
Because they kind of did that same thing on other albums after that.
Yeah. But moving right along, we who else we got? Maynard Keenan.
What a voice.
Yes.
From Tool fame.
I prefer him more in A Perfect Circle.
I was gonna say The Perfect Circle has a song called The Hollow.
It's a great song.
It's a fantastic song. The way he sings, I love his voice in that song.
So, favorite Perfect Circle song for you?
Favorite?
Yeah.
Would be The Hollow.
3 Libras.
Oh, yes.
And it's great song, man. Wonderful song.
This is a fantastic.
Beautiful guitar work and like just the way you and
I'm through with the obvious.
Yeah. And he's a guy that uses a lot of head voice. A lot.
Yeah, we were talking about the differences.
Belting that out. He's really belting that out. It's not falsetto. It's real. Like he's coming from a whole like just inside.
That's his voice.
Like, that's his voice.
It is not. It's not a manipulation of it. It is all the power that comes from him.
And also just like a super clean voice. Doesn't really use much vibrato or doesn't use vocal fry at all.
But when he does, when he has that vibrato that gets touched on there, and like you just feel it. You feel it.
And then the best example of what in my personal opinion, my best example of what I think that he can do vocally that he showed with Tool was Parabola.
Okay, yeah, I'll fuck with that.
Cause like for everything that Tool wrote, that's one of the most straightforward songs they wrote. It's like a very conventional, I think what makes it more progressive is the structure of the song. And like, yeah, there's a bunch of different parts, but like, man, does he just go all out on that song? And then in A Perfect Circle, you really get a more intimate view of him as a person.
Yes, yeah, totally. I see that. I mean, when I think of Tool, versus Tool, The Perfect Circle, those are two completely different bands. They had a song, Perfect Circle had a song called Buying Down that he started off beautifully vocally. If anybody gets a chance to go listen to that song, it's called Buy and Down. And I would go and check it out. But when I think about Tool, there's a lot of subtlety with some of those songs. So there's a song they have on Lateralis called "The Patient."
Mm-hmm.
You familiar with that song?
Yeah.
And there is a lot of, again, he's playing to the music. Like, he's a part of the music.
Which is crazy because, like, Tool is more of, that's a band's band.
Yes.
You listening for the band, for the instruments, da-da-da-da. And he sits in there. Now, A Perfect Circle is crazy because, like, he didn't even, I want to say that the music, he didn't even write any of it.
Oh, it's all Billy Howardell.
And then he fit into that. But somehow, like, he sings those songs in a way that makes you feel like, man, I feel like you wrote all of this. Mm-hmm. Because you sing it so well and it feels and sounds so personal. And if you think about it, it says a lot about somebody like Billy who wrote those great compositions. It says a lot about him to be able to say, all right, you know what, I'm gonna give you this and let you make it about you. Because A Perfect Circle is about him.
Okay.
What is he talking about in that band? His mom,
Judith,
religion.
Yeah, I mean,
How he feels about certain things.
Yeah. In which Tool, like, it's a little bit more vague.
Tool is way more vague, and like a lot of that stuff is meant to be left up to the listener.
Yeah.
In A Perfect Circle, he gives it to you.
Yes.
Now, Pucifer, I don't listen to it. I can't really.
It's a comedy thing.
That's what I gathered from what I do know. We also had Robert Plant on here, and I think it's Led Zeppelin, Architects of Metal. Architects of hard rock, architects of metal. And I think Robert Plant, he gave us kind of the blueprint.
He gave us a sophisticated vocal, and because rock music wasn't known for its vocals. I mean, outside of Elvis, it wasn't really known for how like great the singers were. And we've had weird vocalists. Was it Van Morrison?
It was like
things like that.
It was almost like the harder, like the louder and harder music got, the more vocals like kind of went to the background. But Zeppelin was able to give you like heavy, loud with like still like killer vocals.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and as I said, very sophisticated vocal. I'm not the biggest Led Zeppelin fan, but there is something about the sophistication of his vocal and being able to really give you, like, have you be into that moment. You know, there was stuff that he did that, again, his voice sat with the music very well. So he was able to have the kind of tremble to his vocal and a very an innocence and a vulnerability to his vocal that just doesn't come from someone who just sings normally. That's something special.
Right. Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, in my perfect opinion, Phil Collins, in my opinion, has perfect pitch. There's never a time I've ever heard him sound like shit.
Yeah. Consistently great live performances, consistently great on albums. And I don't think he was trained either as a vocalist.
Yeah, I think it's all natural.
Well, what I do know is that his singing was him being the singer of Genesis was out of necessity.
Yeah.
That after
Peter
Gabriel walked, which apparently like it wasn't like this whole big falling out or anything, but after Peter Gabriel walked, they just needed a vocalist. And originally, he did not want to do it.
He just wanted to be their drummer.
And I want to say it was the album before, and then there were three. I don't remember which that one was. The Duke.
So after it was Trick of the Tail was the first album that he sang on. It was
really?
It was right after Lamb Lies Down.
Really? Okay. And then the Duke is the one I first remember him on.
That was in the 80s.
Really?
So that was like Turn It On Again and stuff like that.
Turn it on again.
It must be some misunderstanding.
And I also want to say that in the 80s, he was still playing drums.
He played drums on through everything that they did.
Really?
Yeah.
I know live, even later on, he played drums.
Chester Thompson played live for them.
But for a while, in the late 70s and 80s, he was still playing drums live.
He was doing it on some songs, but like Bill Bruford from King Crimson, he was playing drums for them live. Then Chester Thompson, who was of Weather Report at the time, he became their live drummer because like Phil Collins wanted somebody that could play a certain way, and so that's how they got it. But he did drum shit with them live, but he mainly sang up front.
Just smooth like butter vocals, be killing them runs. That man created fire when he wrote the album for Tarzan.
Bruh.
Because he ain't need to do all of that.
And he did it in multiple languages, by the way.
He ain't need to do all of that. But we could spend all day talking about Phil Collins. We're not going to do that. Kenny Loggins. I want you to talk about him. Kenny
Loggins. What can I say? Kenny Loggins, fantastic songwriter. I think what we know, Kenny Loggins. One of Kenny Loggins' songs was "What a Fool Believes" by Michael McDonald, but they wrote that together. But you like "Highway to the Danger Zone" or whatever. Like you hear what was the
danger zone?
Oh yeah, right into. But there's this video that I'd seen of him, and I don't know a lot of Kenny Loggins' music, but
I don't either.
But there are live performances where you hear him sing, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like this, he was supposed to be the white Michael Jackson,
right? So I discovered him from Footloose. Actually.
Yeah, Footloose.
So,
I can't believe I forgot Footloose.
So I did that. I did that production.
Loggins and Messina.
I did that production in high school. I was the uncle. I was Ren's uncle, and the dude that played Ren, I didn't like him, and so there's a scene where you got to slap him. I slapped the dog shit.
Did you really hit him?
I slapped the dog shit out that boy every time.
Do I know this person?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind.
But me and him really did not get along. He was a senior. I was like a freshman. I rapped the fuck out that dude. Fire!
Also, that's also the time you hit your growth spurt. So, he wasn't going to say nothing.
Yeah. And mind you, this was on stage during the performance.
That's crazy.
Like, I bet the shit out that ball.
That's crazy.
But then my thing is that whenever I do a production of something or I get into something, I go listen. I go watch. So I watched it. And one song that really, really got me was I'm Free, Heaven Help the Man. Mm-hmm. Heaven help the man who fights his Yeah. He, like just what? And then the Footloose song is great. And then Danger Zone, killer song, man. And just any work that he's done with other people, songwriting with other people, man, great vocalist, great singer-songwriter.
There's a video that I really want to reference of him singing.
They did a song with Thundercat.
Ooh, Kenny Loggins? And
Michael McDonald. And it's good. It's really, really good. So then the last one we wanted to talk about, I skipped over him for a good reason. Chris Cornell.
Yes.
Chris Cornell. Man had range. Man had vocal agility. And also just had like the perfect like head voice. It was so powerful, so strong, just pushing it out there. And people don't listen to like early Soundgarden,
which was very strange.
It was strange because they were like a hair metal band, but they were like not.
So I'm a bit of a Soundgarden fan. So like they were a little bit more avant-garde. They had those hair metal tendencies, but they were weird.
They were still using odd time signatures and
very strange
some
band.
weird riffs.
And the yelps were more like these Tarzan, like like all that kind of stuff. It was more like weird yelps. And then the album Bad Motorfinger comes out, and then it completely changes how he sang. Yes. His voice completely changed. It go from Louder Than Love to Bad Motorfinger. A huge difference.
Now, I'm going to say this, that in later years, their music suffered, and it wasn't his fault.
He was losing his voice,
King Animal?
King Animal is a tough one for me.
There are songs that I like on it.
Yeah.
But, because we talked about this, And I remember when we talked about it at first, I was like, I like it. I think it's good. But then I went back and listened to it. It's not Soundgarden.
It's not. It's Chris Cornell's stuff in a caricature of Soundgarden. Yeah. They have a song on there called "By Crooked Steps" I really like. Another one on there called "Eyelids Mouth." They have another one on there called oh man,
I like Halfway There. I know that's the song you don't like.
Yeah,
I like it, but I also think that that's the song on there that's the least Soundgarden.
It's 100% Chris Cornell.
It's too happy.
No long is halfway there.
I just don't like it because I feel like I'm getting fussed at for being ungrateful. It's how the song makes you feel.
Yeah.
It's really how, because he talks about like you gotta have some place to sleep.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of that one song. Oh shit!
And while he's trying to figure that out, I also want to talk about his solo stuff.
Not good.
Not good. Why you always screaming at the top of your head? It was so weird because it was like R&B beats.
Bones of Birds was the song I was thinking of. That song's fantastic on that album.
Timbaland produced that stuff.
Yeah. Even his stuff before that wasn't good.
And like Timbaland, I ain't gonna lie, like he's a great producer. But just because you got Timbaland producing for you, like, bruh, you know? But
I said, hey.
But since we on this topic, since we talking about this person, I'm gonna do something. I'm not singing today. Oh, you happy about that?
I don't know why I clapped. I have no idea why I clapped.
Yeah, don't do that no more.
I just my body just did it. Like it was so weird.
But I'm gonna play this because I play this all the time. So here's Black Hole Sun.
Deserves the clap.
That's my song, bro. I love that song, man. And I've always wanted to hear it like, I've heard it a bunch of times actually, done as a jazz song.
He did it himself like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I was not aware. I'll never forget, we had a professor when I was in school, he's a sax player. He did a cover of that. And it was nuts. He dug into that shit. So,
Chris Cornell, 4-octave vocal range.
Which is ridiculous for a guy.
Yeah, and his voice sustained him through the Soundgarden years into the Audioslave years, and like he had some of the greatest moments. He had such an ear for melody. He was a songwriter himself. There's nothing more like I know we just kind of dug in on his solo music, which wasn't that great, but for the things that he did that were great were amazing. I mean, we talked about we had done the list last time of. Kind of favorite albums list. And I had a Soundgarden album, and so did Henry. And I think when we talk about some of his greatest vocal performances, don't even come from my favorite album. They come from Super Unknown.
That's my favorite album.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Henry. So like it come from Super Unknown. The songs like Limo Wreck. I mean,
which Super Unknown is honestly the more straightforward album.
Yeah, I mean, but still like. It was a band that had like restarted as far as their sound was concerned. I mean, like
4th of July, man.
4th of July, Day I Tried to Live, Let Me Drown.
The day I tried to live.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think of Limo Wreck. And the wreck of you is the death of you. Or Mailman.
See, I like Mailman because it's dark and brooding.
Hello, don't you know me? I'm the drip beneath your feet.
And also,
that vibrato there was always killer.
Also on that song, I don't think he ever even goes up the octave.
I know I'm headed for the bottom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
He never really takes it up, but like such a sleazy song. What is that song about anyway?
I have no idea.
It just feels sleazy.
Yeah,
and
it's
dirty, and I love it.
Lyrically, he was amazing on that. He on 4th of July is probably one of my favorite lyrics of all the time, where he says, "Down in a hole where Jesus tries to crack a smile."
Yes.
It's one of my favorite, because you could see those pictures of Jesus and how he just never smiles.
Yeah,
Like it's just drawing these things, and I don't know why that image just really caught me, but like My Wave on that album is fantastic.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, second half of the
Fresh
first
Tendrils. But yeah, man.
Fresh Tendrils also inspired by Sylvia Plath.
From what we have on paper. But I want to talk about some weird people. Because it's long. It's kind of a long list, but we're going to go through it. Let's start with some people that I'm kind of familiar with, that he's not so much familiar with. Bjork. Bjork is a great example. She genre jumps. She does a lot of different things. Has a really weird, unique voice, singing style, and she's Icelandic. So her accent also doesn't really help that. I think the first thing that she did that really blew up was "It's Oh So Quiet," and that's like a cover of a standard. It's like a jazz standard, like a big band song, and it's like done with like a big band instrumentation. Weird, but she kills it. And then she did an album. I forgot the name of it, but Timbaland produced it, and there's a song called "Earth Intruders" on it. Song's mostly drums. But she sings, "We are the earth intruders, we are the sharpshooters." That's like literally what she sounds like. And like, yes, I'm pretty good at impersonating certain people, but that's what she sounds like. I'll link some of that. If you've never listened to Bjork, she's worth listening to. I will say that.
I never disliked Bjork, but just never got into her.
She's an acquired taste for sure. I picked David Byrne. And we're probably gonna talk a little bit more about him when we talk about somebody else on this list. But David Byrne is definitely a weird vocalist for obvious reasons. From the way he writes Vocalists, I forgot which song it was, but he went in the studio and he taped little strips of paper with phrases on it around the studio, and that was how he wrote the lyrics for that song. While the track was playing, he would just look around, and the first thing he saw was what he sang. And then minimalism plays a big role in what they do. He has this song called Artists Only, which I'm a huge fan of it. He doesn't really sing, but he does scream. And I like the song because at the end of it, it's just literally him screaming, "I don't have to prove nothing to you." It's literally him saying, like, yeah, I'm an artist, but like I don't have to prove that I'm good to you.
So David Byrne has this song that I will tell you how I got into David Byrne. And it wasn't through Talking Heads.
Really?
It was through his solo material. And then I made the trek back to Talking Heads and stuff. So back in the day when you'd buy a computer, sometimes they'd already have preloaded music on there. Mm-hmm. So they had a David Byrne song.
I think I know which song
it's called Like Human Stew.
Because it was on my computer too.
Yeah. And that is a great example. That song is great, by the way. That is a great example of how strange his vocals are, because he has that part was, "I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out." He has that.
Yeah, I remember that song.
I fucked that up, but
what brought me back into him was he did that album with St. Vincent.
Oh yeah,
and the song "Lightning" is so good.
I didn't listen to that, man. I should have listened to it.
St. Vincent might as well be his daughter, like for real, because she's him. Like musically, the way she writes, the stuff that she writes about, sometimes the way she sings.
But her vocals are, oh man. Remember that song Surgeon?
Yeah. What's it called? Best called a surgeon. But she also does like showcase that she really can sing. But she doesn't need to sing well. I guess she could fit on this list. She's not.
Yeah.
But she could be on here. She has a song called Mass Seduction. So hard. Mass Seduction. It can't turn off what turns me on. Like, kills it. And then live, she has Kamasi Washington take a saxophone solo.
Oh, wow.
Over the heaviest, like electro pop song ever. And it's good, man. It's so good. For me, I put Damon Albarn from Blur and Gorillaz for obvious reasons. Song number 2. Woo! Like, come on, that's the song.
Yeah, he's not a great vocalist, but it
He's
works
not.
for what he's doing.
He is not the guy I would call to sing the national anthem. I would not do
No, not at all.
But man, for Gorillaz, man, his voice is just a texture. Jesus.
When he gets into that baritone,
yeah.
in a way in Blur, which he never got to.
And also
except for
his
Nuclear stuff.
falsetto is pretty. Very pretty. We both decided on Peter Gabriel.
Yes.
I characterize him as like evil Phil Collins. Some people might say Phil Collins is evil Peter Gabriel. I don't know.
Phil Collins is what Peter Gabriel's voice would sound like if Peter Gabriel could sing really well.
So funny story. There was a point in time where Peter Gabriel was maybe a little more popular
Than Phil Collins?
than Phil Collins. And that was when he dropped Sledgehammer. And that song was like number 1, like everywhere. And I remember reading that Phil Collins and the rest of the band said that they wanted to send him a message. Congratulations, bastard. Congratulations, you bastard. But they were still cool.
Didn't Genesis knock him off the number 1 spot?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They did. But Genesis was a very different band before Peter Gabriel took over. Before Phil Collins took over. Phil Collins streamlined the music, made it more approachable. Meanwhile, Peter Gabriel, he revels in weirdness. He does. Watching his live performance of Come Talk to Me.
Oh, my God.
First off, it's a weird song because it's bagpipes with African drums and like African chants at the end. You know what I'm talking about at the end of that song?
It's a fantastic song.
It's a great song though.
Him with the phone.
With the phone coming out the phone
and
booth.
pulling the phone.
Great song. Great song.
Paula Cole is also his backing vocalist on there. Paula Cole, which most famously known for the Dawson's Creek theme song. I don't want to wait. So she was singing with him. She was singing with him. Back to Michael Jackson on the Great Vocalist. Sheryl Crow was his backing vocalist.
Oh, she dated Kevin Gilbert.
Yeah, from Toy Mannequin.
Toy Matinee.
Matinee. I thought it was Mannequin. And he died a very interesting way. Peter Gabriel, definitely a very strange vocalist. He was never like the best vocalist, but always like his vocals are very interesting. I mean, if you take his most popular song, Sledgehammer, like his vocals weren't that great, but the melody was great. The song was great.
When they got to I Kick the Habit.
Shed my skin. Shed my skin. My Instagram handle was Sledgehammer for a minute because of that song. Dude, that album is so fucking good.
This is the new stuff.
This is the new stuff I've been dancing in. You're dancing in. I will show for me. I will show for you. Yeah.
A great song, man. Great album. Funny story about him. He did not want to name any of his albums. All of his albums were going to be Peter Gabriel.
Yeah. And then like everybody named it themselves, like Melt or something.
They
like
did, but then when he started trying to sell his music in the U.S., they made him do it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, which like I get it, but he got around not actually naming them by naming it whatever it was on the cover.
Yeah.
So I think was one of the only ones he actually did name. But Car.
Yeah, Car.
There's a car on the cover of that
Melt.
fucking album.
His face is melting on the cover.
Yeah, like they named it from what it looked like. But he was gonna just name everything
Scratch, which was the
So he was weird, and then the costumes earlier in the career.
Yeah. I mean, he kept the theatrical aspect going.
Kept doing it.
He's just a great performer, and like I really think his vocals fit. It did what they were supposed to do, but like again, weird vocalist. I want to go ahead and pick one of mine,
Go ahead.
and that's Claudio Sanchez of the band Coheed and Cambria.
I think he's great.
I don't think his vocals are strange. Well, let me back up. His vocals are strange in the sense that his tonality of his vocal, very high singer. But
He has a high tenor voice.
high tenor voice. If you listen to his harmonies, if you listen to his melodies, he is a fantastic singer. Like a great. He's not pulling from just rock shit. He's pulling from R&B stuff. He's very, very talented of a vocalist. But his approach to things, the way that he intonates, the way that he pronounces certain things, is just like I think of Mother Superior with little boy boy.
Yeah. So one thing I noticed too is that people just don't like guys with high tenor voices.
Geddy Lee's on this list.
Geddy Lee, the lead singer of Wolfmother.
Yeah, woman, you know you are. Which like
Mars Volta.
that dude, Cedric
Cedric
Zavala. Oh,
Zavala.
yeah, I think that's his name. I'm sorry if I got that wrong.
We'll fix it.
But he I think we got it right. But Cedric Bixler Zavala.
That's what it is. That is what it is.
He was the singer of At the Drive-In, which it was much more hardcore, like in your face. Like he would do shit like that. He wasn't really. He was more just yelping. And when he got to Mars Volta, it was much more of a singing thing. And I think of Inertiatic ESP. You know, that being like one of their more popular songs. Or even Elvia La Vasquez. Like that was Elvia. Like doing that kind of stuff. Or the song Goliath.
Yeah.
Or Wax Simulacra.
I think that's how it's pronounced.
And Goliath.
Yeah.
I really want it now.
Who else did we have? I put Dave Gahan from Depeche Mode. Not a great vocalist.
The song Condemnation is probably one of the best Depeche Mode songs in the fucking world.
Not a great vocalist, but man, does a great job of making you feel like
You can convey emotion.
like making you feel like
You're floating.
yeah. So there's a live performance I always watch, and he used like a lot of green lights, and that's when it hit me. Even though he's not a great singer, he always pairs himself up with a guy who's a great singer to be the backup vocalist, and that just makes everything. So what's the song? All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my heart.
What is the name of that song? It is.
Why do we not know that?
I don't know the name of that song. It's one of their more popular.
Not
Enjoy the Silence.
Enjoy the Silence. Yeah. Background singing just makes him sound so good.
We should have put Dave Matthews on this list.
Dave Matthews is on this list now.
Yeah.
I would not ask that man to sing the national anthem. By the dawn's
I'm bucket at the sea.
Not bucket
I'm bucket at the sea. I walk the bang.
But all those rhythmic vocal things that he does and all those weird ad libs just work so well for Dave Matthews Band.
You want to know, like, it definitely does work for Dave Matthews Band, and he has a tenderness to his vocal.
When he wants, yeah.
Well, he can have a real good tenderness, but it's still very weird. It's still very out there.
He also has a great falsetto.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And a really nice head voice that can be really soft.
Yeah. He has some control. It's just it's weirdness. And you know what? We're speaking of like that type of vocal like tonality. Serge Tankian's on that list.
Yes, Serge Tankian was on that list.
Yeah.
And man's is operatic for real.
Yeah. Like, I want you to feel from behind these empty walls.
And honestly, he sings well by himself. He sings great.
Oh, he's fantastic.
By himself.
And with System, like he did. I think of there's a song called Question that System of a Down did. And where he's ready for to go is no different than you. And he has an accent too. So like, which I believe he spent a large amount of time in America, but he's from Lebanon, I believe.
So and so Serge Tankian also he's a guy. He's a prime example of an odd vocalist that is odd because that's what he wants.
Yes.
That's what he wants to do. Because that System of a Down's whole thing. And I want to say the whole band is from Lebanon.
Yeah, they're all from Lebanon.
And so their music does have like this very specific Middle Eastern feel to it.
Yeah.
And I think that he leans on some of that culture to get some of his vocal tendencies. But I've heard him sing songs.
Or Armenian. They're all
Armenian, I think.
Yeah. Well, he's from Lebanon. He was born in Lebanon, but they're all Armenian.
But I've heard him sing solo, and he's great.
I was just referencing his song "Empty Walls" a second ago, but yeah, like, did you want to talk? Oh, I want to briefly touch on Kate Bush.
Okay.
The song "Wuthering Heights" specifically. You had a temper like my jealousy. like that's her voice is so weird, but also like so versatile. Like we take one of her biggest songs, "Running Up That Hill." You take something, she doesn't sound like that in a lot of her other songs.
No, she really doesn't.
So I mean, but you could tell her versatility. Michael McDonald was another one we put on this list.
Yeah, so Michael McDonald definitely like somebody said on that Yacht Rock documentary I watched, he has a voice. And like somebody said, you know you listening to Yacht Rock when you hear Michael McDonald. Like that's just he's going to be there. Rick Moranis did this skit back.
Well, SCTV, yeah.
Yeah, back in the Gap, and it was him being Michael McDonald. It was literally him rushing from recording session to recording session, and he talked like this for everything. Family Guy made fun of it too.
How's it gonna know what we're saying?
Yeah. So it's funny because like when Family Guy makes fun of you, you have to you kind of have to admit that I might not be the most conventional vocalist of all time, but that's cool though.
Yeah.
Because whenever you hear Michael McDonald on Doobie Brothers stuff, damn, this slaps.
I prefer the Michael McDonald Doobie Brothers era.
Okay, taking it to the streets.
Taking it to the street.
One thing that Michael McDonald did that a lot of people didn't, a lot of white singers weren't good at doing at that time, was testifying. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean. In Taking It to the Streets, his ad-libs. Taking it to the street.
Yeah.
Like he was taking you to church.
You know what I think about as far as like him do ad-libbing or backing vocals or harmony? I think of the song "Peg" by Steely Dan.
Oh yeah.
Back to you.
So funny story about that song. Steely Dan wanted to have so many vocal harmonies in that song that he had a lot of trouble picking out which part he was supposed to be singing at any given point. So he would have to have like Donald Fagen sing his part, and then he would just sing it and record it, and then they had to do that for every track he did.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
To move on because we're almost at time, but
it's fine. It's fine. We'll go a little bit over today, but
I wanted to talk about Billy Corgan.
Billy Corgan, we have to.
I think that Billy Corgan, you one time had described his voice as a saxophone, and I thought that was the most accurate way to describe how he sounded.
I feel that I'm ordinary, just like everyone.
But also there's like there's a gentleness to his voice that only really comes out in his later stuff.
And he has a natural vibrato. I was thinking of like how his voice kind of sounds when I think about like songs like "Disarm" or songs where he has to, or like "Porcelain of the Vast Oceans," or songs where he has to be a little bit more like, or what's that song? I want to numb the pain. What's the name of that song?
Oh man,
I want to numb the pain.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Still I fall from grace.
But yeah, no, he
Stumbling is another.
Yes.
Yeah.
But his voice I found was the prettiest on what's that album Panopticon was on.
Oh, Oceania.
His voice was so pretty.
That
song's heavy. But he's like really like milking.
Yeah. Don't make me suffer. Yeah.
But this is pretty. Also, a prime example of a singer whose voice has really only gotten better with time. Some people disagree with me on that, but he's definitely learned more how to sing. Couple of other people. We mentioned Brandon Boyd earlier. Oh no, that's the wrong list. Sorry. We mentioned Geddy Lee a little bit earlier, and he's weird for obvious reasons.
Yes.
And what are some of those obvious reasons? Because I have mine.
I think that the obvious reasons is definitely the tonality of his voice, and like I think he's mixed with Neil Peart's lyrics. There was like a kind of theatrical vibe to him.
He sounds like a gnome sometimes.
Yes, he did.
Welcome, traveler.
Yeah, we have welcome, traveler. There's a
Subdivisions in the shopping
big
malls.
malls.
Yeah.
In the high school hall. There's a song on Caress of Steel. It's called The Fountain of Lemneth. And already, it's very, very mystical. Not Mystical the rapper, but it's very
Mystical?
Yay!
We could talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, but he has. It could have been the Necromancer. I think it's Fountain of Lemneth, but he does this. The sky is bitches. Like he does like that. It's almost comical in some ways. But in the '80s, he really pulled that back. He wasn't doing a lot of the higher stuff. He went to more of that monotone.
Prime
voice.
example: Time Stands Still.
I was just thinking of Time Stands Still.
Time stands still.
Time stands still. I'm not looking back, but I want to look around me now.
Time stands still. That's also like one of the only songs that they have like a second vocalist on.
Yeah.
Her name is Amy Mann.
Amy Mann. I think it's Amy
Mee. I don't know what she did other than that.
I think she was Canadian.
Yeah, so. She's just like a Canadian like singer songwriter. I think. Yeah.
I think also whenever we post this, we should definitely because we're not going to talk about everyone, but we should post the whole list.
Oh yeah.
Because I do think we need to get on to Fooled as Vocalists because this is the one I was excited
about.
This is the fun
part. So, Fooled as Vocalists. Trey Songz.
Yes, fooled the hell out of us. I don't want to leave anybody.
Not that great of a vocalist, man.
No,
not that great.
Trey Songz, man.
But how he fooled us? Sheer power.
He does have a powerful voice.
Sheer power, and also not being afraid to take risks.
And he did that like classic '90s R&B thing where he was like. He would do like almost what it sounded like a closed mouth thing, where he's like, "If I went into your bedroom, will you come in?" Like he did shit like that, and it's almost a really good impression of a good singer.
yeah, and you can see it, man. We also have
this might be controversial.
We also have Chris Brown.
That might be controversial.
Which the only reason we put him as somebody that fooled us. Chris Brown he's not even arguably, he's not a bad singer. He can sing.
Yeah, he could definitely sing.
Really sing. He is a better dancer than he is a singer.
And I think he fooled us into thinking he was a better singer.
Yes.
Because of how good of a dancer he was.
He throws on the flashy moves and the singing you kind of forget about.
And he also does a lot of unnecessary runs to make it seem like he could sing better than what he can.
Also, being an R&B singer but like waving guns around and hitting women it's absolutely diabolical.
Yeah, that's a very diabolical human being.
Jacquees.
He cannot sing to save his fucking life.
I don't even know I don't even know if he's ever released a full-length album.
I think he's only been singles or an EP at the most.
Jacquees. If you've never listened to him, go do it.
You'll be fooled by thinking that he could actually sing, until you hear him sing like closely.
Okay, he has actually quite a few albums.
Oh, does he?
But it wouldn't surprise me if these were like rap albums. He seems like somebody who rapped before he sang. He also just looks like he would have been in in Migos
Or in like Pretty Ricky.
Yeah,
Because those dudes couldn't sing. Well, none of them could, except for the main guy.
John Legend.
Yes, cannot fool the shit out of it.
Ordinary people.
He could kind of sing. I put John Legend in the same category with Alicia Keys.
We just
Fooled the shit out
know
of
which
us.
way to go.
There's a video of him singing for some. I want to say it was like prisoners or inmates that were helping to fight the fire in California.
Maybe we should take it slow. Take it slow. Oh, oh. This time we'll take it slow. Take it slow. Oh. This time we'll take it slow.
When was the last
me
time?
the green-
When was the last
Or-
time you was rocking with somebody and he was like, "Man, put on that John
John Legend. Wait, what was that other song? He had that song Green Light, and then he had that song All of Me Loves All
Yeah, not that great
of
of a
You.
song. It's not
And
great.
and the thing is, what pissed me off about that song is it's like that's another fooled us into thinking it was a great lyrical song. It was not.
Middle-aged women love that.
You say middle age, I say it's middle of the road. Fergie.
And let's get this clear. This is not just because of the national anthem thing. Deverick and I had been knowing that she was a bad singer for a while.
She can hold a tune, but she is
She can
not.
sing a note.
She can sing a note, but the album sales and the Black Eyed Peas thing made it seem like she was a lot better than what she was. She was good for them.
And I'm gonna say this.
You don't need to be the greatest singer to be in the Black Eyed Peas.
I'm gonna say this. Accompaniment matters. An arguably bad singer can sound good with the right accompaniment.
Right.
The worst thing that they could have ever done was allow her to sing the national anthem with only a bass, an upright bass as the backing instrument.
Should have had Will.I.am back there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sing it.
Now I'm gonna say this: if they would have gave her a piano player, if she would, which I'm not gonna say gave her because I'm pretty sure that was her choice to
Have
do
a
that.
bass player.
If she would have had a piano player, and we had some of the underlying chord and texture there, it would have made her sound a lot better.
She would have been able to find her way a lot better.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
You remember that? You remember whenever she did the cartwheels? Oh,
Yeah. What killed me was watching the basketball players.
Yeah, just trying to keep it together. Because it's in the same, like, moving on to where I view this in the same place, Jennifer Lopez.
She was a vocalist that became a vocalist out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like that shit just happened.
Yeah. And like, same as Fergie, can't sing, but can hold a... I don't know what really is our qualifier for can't sing, because all these people can hold a note in some way or another. But these aren't like... We talked about like people, singers with personality. We talked about singers that are just truly great. These people are not truly great and don't have a personality in their vocals whatsoever. Like I'm not gonna listen to I will listen to a Jennifer Lopez song for the jam because their song, the music in those songs, they really jammed, and she was able to kind of play a part in that.
Because these are still people that we're not saying they have no merit.
Yeah. They have some sort of talent whatsoever. And I think, as you said, with the right accompaniment, whether it be people, the songs that are being like if Jennifer Lopez wrote a song all by herself, I'm sure it would sound like shit. But with the right songwriters, it sounds great. She's able to do something with a good song given to her. Same thing with Fergie. I mean, like, let's think about the song "Fly Away" from Ella Funk.
Yeah.
Like "Fly Away Now," and she's doing "Give it up, get back on the truck," and like she's not really doing a lot of, and she's doing a lot of vocal fry, like "You're here So
But you'll also
down.
notice how there's like a noticeable lack of songs where it's just her.
Yeah.
Like pretty much everybody else has at least one or two songs where like they're the lead guy on that song.
Yeah.
Not her.
Fly Away, she sings most of it.
Even on My Humps.
That's Will I Am on the
But
back
that's
of it.
her song.
Yeah, that's her song.
Like if you think about it, if you bring up the song My Humps, you think about her.
And it's you know how like integral Will I Am is to a lot of her music, even her solo shit.
Oh yeah.
Like she tries to act like she's Gwen Stefani's another one that can't sing her ass off. Like she can't sing for shit.
She could. I will argue that she could at one point.
I guess
When she was young and when she was doing No Doubt stuff.
the solo shit was the same. It hit me the same way as Fergie.
Also when, and this is gonna sound crazy, but this is something I thought about for a while. When Bradley Nowell was still alive, she was a better singer because I feel like he challenged her.
Because he was a fucking
Because he was a great singer.
of Sublime fame. If you
And they did a lot of stuff together, like Saw Red.
Oh, I
And
saw it. Yeah,
She
yeah.
does a great job on that song.
She's a great backing vocalist. Let's give her that.
I think we could. Who else we got here?
Justin Timberlake.
JT.
That is one that I felt like would be very controversial because he can sing, but I feel like he's not as good as what people tell you he is.
Stop. But also at the same time,
Yelling at dogs.
him coming off of the fame of being
In sync.
in sync. You're not Harry Styles, bro. And I'm gonna say this: I'm not the biggest Harry Styles fan, but he knew what he was doing.
Justin Timberlake got the assist from two people that going back to kind of what we were saying, with the right accompaniment, with the right people in your corner, you can be great. And he got an assist from not only Pharrell but from Timbaland.
Oh yeah,
What a great assist, because when he stopped working with him,
Timbaland, he can make anybody sound good. Well, he can make some people sound good, but
we talked about Chris Cornell and Timbaland earlier. You took one of the greatest singers, the greatest singer in rock and roll history, and made his music sound like shit.
yeah. Oh, and then look, we'll put some of these last ones together. Axl Rose,
Boo.
Rose, and Perry Farrell from
Jane's Addiction.
Jane's Addiction. I put those two together. Well, first off, I think Axl Rose just doesn't sound good on the records. I think Perry does. But I'm putting those two together because I've never seen them be able to hold up to what they do on the radio on the album. I've never actually seen them live up to it live.
You fooled us.
You fooled us because man, all of like Jane's Addiction's live performance videos are bad. A lot of times the tempos are super slow. You can also hear that they do the songs in different keys because he can't really sing that high.
No, he can't. One of my favorite Jane's Addiction songs has to be "Stop." And
Yes.
it like, here we go.
He
And
kills it. He kills
it.
But live, that song sounds bad. I've never heard them play
And
it
he has a
sound good.
very unique voice, but it didn't age well. Neither did Axl Rose's voice. I don't know. I was never the biggest fan of Guns N' Roses, but like his voice just did not age well.
I also think that that's one of those things that, like, as you age, if you don't do any kind of vocal training and actually like work on your voice and strengthen that muscle, it's not gonna sound good.
A lot of those guys that were singing high never changed how they sang. And we go watch. If you disagree with me, which I'm sure people will, go watch a fucking Guns N' Roses video 2025 and tell me that shit sounds good. You will be lying to yourself.
We also have Pharrell on here, and just to keep it short, I kind of feel the same way about Pharrell as I do John Legend.
There's nothing special. Nothing special
He's
there.
a good producer, but his
Great songwriter.
voice is kind of annoying. After a while, I just get tired of hearing it.
That falsetto shit.
Yeah. He also, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like Pharrell looks like a sophisticated peanut. Like, it's hard to explain, bro. Like, you know what you understand what I'm talking about, though?
Yes, I do know.
Like, he looks like a smart nut.
Like, you know those little peanuts from the Proud Family movie? Like, that's what he looks like.
And John Legend kind of looks like an adult baby.
He does.
That's why when he got picked as like sexiest man of the year, I was like,
Ooh, John Legend.
You talking about the fucking grown baby over here? Like big Mr. Chubby Cheeks over here? Get the fuck out of here. Like women still want to have sex with John Legend.
He's with Chrissy Teigen.
Because in 2004 he was a big deal.
Oh yeah, but he had he had a beard, and he had more hair. I think anybody, the moment he cut his hair and like started kind of shaving his beard. Remember when he dressed up as Frederick Douglass? and they said we just ordinary Negroes. Song. I'm not saying I'm a great vocalist by any stretch of the imagination. We always have songs prepared for this, and I felt like it's good to have a disclaimer that I am not saying I'm a great vocalist. All I'm saying is that we needed a song to have prepared, and I had this one that I wanted to play. So, disclaimer there. Bing. This is a song from my band Mayrunner, and it is an exclusive single. We played it twice live, so this is me playing it on the podcast. It's called Trailer Park.
Fire's all in my heart as I break down. Feelings cut from the core that you knew. Burning all of the thoughts that I had now. I got lost. Sing till your lungs give out. Bring what you can't live without, and it's over. Sigh softer. What you see is I get out. Fire's all in my heart as I break down. Feelings cut from the core that you knew. Burning all of the thoughts that I have now. I got lost too. Fire's all in my heart as I break down. Feelings cut from the core that you knew. Burning all of the thoughts that I have now. I got lost again. You bring the unfairest crowd.
and Fast Forward Future. And y'all know what I'm about to say. You can take that, put it in your tape deck, and play it. Y'all have a good night.